we have Mr. Bowen Wallis presenting. Bowen Wallis is a grade 6 student at Erickson Elementary in Erickson, Manitoba. He sees himself as just a normal kid. What makes him an excellent role model for other youth is his beliefs. In his family, he has been taught that respect is important and to do what is right. He believes that education is the best way to help others. Education gives people the opportunity to learn to feed themselves, get jobs, and live a better life. Bowen believes that if everyone is educated, then communities can change. He believes that everyone should have the opportunity to learn, therefore he is raising money to build a school in rural China. After attending a wee day in Winnipeg, Bowen's dedication to human rights has encouraged other students in his class, his school, community, and the entire school division to become involved as well. Although he finds some parts of his campaign difficult, the easiest thing for Bowen is to continue working hard and committing his time to making a difference in our world. Please welcome Bowen Wallis.
Hi. I just wanted to mention, first off, that in the list of schools that are attending, ECI wasn't mentioned. It's the Erickson Collegiate Institute, and they're in the third row right there. And, my name is Bowen Wallis, and my biography was kind of short because I'm 11. And, I don't really have, any backstory or anything. I just thought that things weren't really, how they're supposed to be. People are supposed to be treated well and good. And so, I may be younger than, most of you, but, I have some experience and I have a lot of passion. And, it's resulted in me forming a youth human rights group, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So, a human rights group raises awareness about and fundraises for the rights of all human beings because some are treated fairly and others are not. The goal is to improve the world for everyone. When making a human rights group to help others, you have to center on one issue. If you focus on one idea, you have more of a chance to accomplish it. Sometimes keeping things simple helps. My passion is the topic of building schools and promoting awareness of the lack of education in other parts of the world, as well as our own country. I decided that building schools was my passion when I attended WE Day. I chose it because if you build a school, the community can earn enough money to feed, clothe, and shelter themselves, and they live longer. Most importantly, I chose this topic because I believe that education allows you to stand up for yourself and others. You will know when something is right or wrong, and it will open up many doors for you. Also, within education, you can get a better paying job, and you know your rights, so you won't be taken advantage of. And this is why I, think education is important, and it's important to help others, because there's so many wonderful things that you can do for people. This is my passion, but you might prefer something like clean water or fair trade projects. I suggest researching current, past, and possible future crises and find the statistics. Afterwards, you can make an informed and objective decision about what you think is the most pressing issue or the one you are most passionate about. It is important to be objective and stay true to what you believe. And making a human rights group also means finding others that share your beliefs and feelings. You can also share the things you learn with others and see if they want to join your group too. Try to keep your group small enough because if it's too big, then things can get disorganized. But try to include as many people as you can. And it is important for everyone in the group to be, feel like they have a role or job because, you have to work together, and if someone feels like you're excluding them, that's, violation of rights, and that's exactly what you're not working for. And once you have a group of people who really want to work, and you have lots of ideas, you need to fundraise and educate about human rights. I think that planning is crucial so that everyone can know what's happening and you're well prepared. Plan how you can teach people and what you're doing and why first. Talk about why you're doing what you're doing, when you started, and why you chose that cause. It's important to do these sort of things because, people have to know, because it's really important that people know what you're talking about and how they can help, because it's a very important thing, and I think that it's mean if you don't tell people what's happening. And I recently started working in charities, and I thought, and I just recently started, and I raised a whole bunch of money really quickly, and it was just because someone told me that it's important to help others. And when you're advertising, because you need to advertise, you should put your event in the media appropriate to the group it'll be available to. And what I mean by this is that you should advertise your event in the newspaper or radio if it is for your town and the surrounding area, or in your school's newsletter if only for your school. Once you've finished fundraising and raising awareness, you need to give it to a charity that will get it where it needs to go. Choosing a charity isn't as simple as finding one that gives it to the project you are fundraising for. You need to find a charity that does a few things. You need the charity to put as much money as possible to the project. Charities have to keep a little money to pay for advertising and keeping the buildings they're located in running. That doesn't mean they should keep half of the proceeds. If you don't research, then you could be paying for a well in front of a mansion instead of in a poor community that really needs it. The charity should also do sustainable projects, such as building farms and teaching people how to farm, instead of just giving them some food that will only last a short while. They need a way to break free from poverty, not just have some food that will eventually run out. I know that most charities give the community a way to support themselves. I just wanted to mention it because I think it is crucial that the aid is long-term. The proverb, give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime, is a good example. If you want some statistics about charities to help you choose, I suggest going to www.charityintelligence.ca. They include information such as spending breakdown, revenue, and countries the charity works in. There are many things involved in getting a human rights group to succeed, and it is important you have it under control. You need to keep everything organized and have time for it, because when I say this from experience, schoolwork can get in the way and things can appear out of the blue. I found out I had to, write a really big speech and, do a whole bunch of things I didn't know about for this conference, and I felt swamped, but I organized my time and I got everything done. I asked my principal for help writing my speech, and she helped me write the speech, and because of that, I finished my speech really quickly. If you ever need help, I'm sure someone will be able to help, so just ask. Perhaps you may even empower some of your teachers to include social justice topics in the curriculum. Then it becomes a part of your everyday way of learning and being, and this will help you spread awareness about your cause. And I would like to share with you some info about what is currently happening with my human rights group. And this started in around March. I really started planning in February, but things took off a couple months ago. We've had 5 sales in my school so far that have raised over $620. And keep in mind, the community of Erickson, it's less than 500 people, and we have 120 kids in our school. I have piggy banks that look like schools in our school and some businesses in our community with some information about my charity in it. We are currently in the process of picking a country to send the money we have raised. It looks like the choice may be China, because while in the urban areas of China, people may be fairly rich, rural China has many areas that are extremely poor and in need of help. I chose China because there are over 1 million people working on less than $1 a day, and the UN defines that as extreme poverty. You can't live on that. You can only survive on that. I was recently in a newspaper article that was sent out in April talking about what I'm doing and have done. I, along with many others in our school, have done a lot of things, and I think you can do just as much and more, because you guys are older than me. You just have to work hard, empower others, raise awareness, and believe. I'll close with a quote from Anne Frank. And, if you don't know who Anne Frank is, she was a Jewish girl that was she had to stay in a secret room in an office for over a year during the Holocaust, and so she was a really extraordinary person, but she had to stay hidden. And her quote is, "How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world." So be kind, believe that you can make a difference. If more kids today thought that way, the world would be completely different, a great place to live. Thank you.